Money is the greatest story ever told. Before it was digital, before it was paper, it was raw, tangible value. In ancient civilizations, wealth wasn't measured in digits, but in cattle, grain, and eventually, the ultimate symbol of the sun, gold. This is where the concept of old money truly begins. The first dynamic shift came when civilizations needed a portable, universal standard. Gold coins emerged, enabling trade between vast empires. But gold also created the first luxury class. To own gold wasn't just to be rich, it was to be favored by the gods. It was the first Gilded Age, setting the stage for dynasties that would last millennia. Welcome to Luxe Logic. Today, we go back to the beginning to understand the present. The Medici effect, banking and the Renaissance. By the 15th century, the system changed again. Storing physical gold was dangerous. The solution emerged in Florence, Italy, led by the Medici family. They didn't just invent modern banking, they invented the patron of the arts. They understood that wealth is temporary, but legacy is eternal. The Medicis used their financial systems to fund Michelangelo and Da Vinci. They transformed money into culture. Luxury became sophisticated. It wasn't just about having the largest gold statue, it was about commissioning the most beautiful painting. This era taught us a vital lesson. True wealth is an investment in human excellence. The imperial age, diamonds, spices, and sovereignty. As empires expanded, so did the definition of luxury. The pursuit of wealth became a pursuit of distant lands. Spices like pepper and cinnamon were worth more than their weight in gold. Diamonds from India and Africa became the new currency of royalty. To own a rare exotic item was to show that you controlled the trade routes of the world. This era birthed the first multinational corporations, like the East India Company. Wealth was no longer just about storage, it was about global logistics and sovereign power. This is the origin of the UHNW, ultra-high net worth, mindset, control the supply chain. The Industrial Revolution, steel, oil, and new money. The 19th century shattered the old order. Technology, not land, became the primary source of wealth. The Vanderbilts, Rockefellers, and Carnegies emerged from nowhere, building empires of steel, oil, and railroads. This was the birth of new money, and the established aristocracies were terrified. These titans of industry built palaces on Fifth Avenue in New York that rivaled European castles. They launched the Gilded Age of extreme consumption. This era showed us that systems of innovation can create wealth faster than any royal decree. Luxury became industrialized, but also more accessible to the rising merchant class. The Fiat shift, the end of gold and the rise of consumption in 1971, the world changed forever. President Richard Nixon removed the US dollar from the gold standard. Money became fiat, backed only by the promise of governments. Inflation became a constant force, and the wealthy had to adapt. Holding cash became a losing strategy. This shift triggered a pivot towards tangible assets. The wealthy began to aggressively collect art, rare wines, and classic cars as a hedge against inflation. Consumption became a defensive strategy. Luxury wasn't just for show anymore, it was for capital preservation. The digital age, pixels, protocols, and sovereignty. Today, we are in the largest wealth transfer in history. Money is now a series of ones and zeros on a server. But a new form of value has emerged: Bitcoin and decentralized protocols. To the new elite, true luxury is sovereignty, owning an asset that no government can seize or inflate. We are seeing a convergence of ancient value and futuristic tech. Digital art in the form of NFTs, tokenized real estate, and crypto assets are redefining portfolios. The definition of a family office is evolving, and the wealthiest individuals are positioning themselves to be their own central banks. Conclusion and legacy: from a handful of salt to a decentralized blockchain, The journey of money is a mirror to human progress. Luxury has always been the beacon of what is possible when wealth is managed with logic and foresight. Dynasties are not built in a day, but their blueprints are eternal. Understanding this history is vital for mastering your financial future. The systems may change, but the logic remains. Wealth requires infrastructure. Subscribe to Luxe Logic to master the asset classes of the elite and continue building your own dynasty. Scale your legacy.